It's divisional round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cincinnati Bengals. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Fields it right around the goal line. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. The papers this week, it was all talk about how big of a game this was. Of course it is. It's the playoffs. It's the divisional round. But they handle it well. They score early.
They really did. Plenty of confidence exuded on that drive. No nerve showing. Terrific way to get things started. They are in control.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. They started on the ground with Eckler. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. On 2nd and 12, Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Running on first down, Eckler. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
And Burrow going to slide to the ground as he does pick up the first down. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy set the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play action. It's Burrow. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
On 1, ready?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
McPherson's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Herbert. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Trey Hendrickson able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And this returnable for Sims. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
I'm one, ready?
Mixon with a first down carry. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Khalil Mack drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. DeAndre Carter back deep. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Eckler. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
1st down, and they stick with Eckler. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he loses the football the 2nd time. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, You might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Herbert now. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now. And he loses the football a second time. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Herbert, throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it will be 2nd down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. They snap it to Herbert. That's to his running back, complete. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Bengals are going to get the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And now they will throw it with Burrow. He's got a man, complete. The 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And the final number, pretty impressive courtesy of next-gen stats, 21.4 miles per hour. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Herbert. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six from Bengals TD. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Back to throw here, Herbert. Rolling to his left. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 2nd and 10, Herbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
On 2nd and a couple. Burrow. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Khalil Mack able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On 1, right?
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Quick slant caught by Chase. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. They go play action with Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Here we go.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll set up a throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Khalil Mack in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Justin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. This one taken just inside the 10.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
But I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Burrow. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
At their own 43-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On first down. Justin Herbert. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Herbert off of play action. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now it's Herbert. He's going to let it go end zone for Allen. And it'll be intercepted. Chidobe with a pick. And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On the delay, it's Mixon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punt's coming in, I'd cover return punts, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are, about whether you should fair catch it or not. But sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number one, though, you catch the ball and put it away.
On the move to his left. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. Play action. It's Herbert. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Trey Flowers picks it. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives, and you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. And think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On third down, Burrow. And he's got Hurst as tight end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a first down as well. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Burrow, keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Bengals continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. McPherson now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here. Yeah,
you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, L.A. Keenan Allen, 72 yards. And the Chargers get a bit closer. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Burrow. To Mixon on the check down. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
54 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. A gain of 3, second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They try to eat some clock with Mixon, and very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Averaging 50 yards of boot so far as this one's away.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error.
And, my goodness, another interception. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw a second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Back to Mixon on second down. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. McPherson on for the point after. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And only able to get